Welcome to my channel Grammar Made Easy. Today in this video we are going to talk about conditional sentences. I'd like to explain the different types, their structures, and differences among them. Let's get started. What are conditional sentences? Those sentences where two actions take place and one action is dependent on another action. To put it in other words, if this thing happens, that thing happens. Consider the following examples. If you heat metals, they expand. It means the expansion of metals depend on heating them. If you work hard, you will succeed. It means that the success of a person depends upon the hard work. If you had studied hard, you would have passed the exam. I have taken all these three examples from three different types of conditional sentences, which I will explain in the coming slides. To understand conditional sentences, we must know the structure of these sentences. If you look at this, we have two clauses. One is the if clause, while the other one is called the result clause. If we do not sleep enough, we forget a lot. If you start your sentence with F, you should have a comma in between the two clauses. The first one is the if clause, which gives you the reason of something, while the other one is the result clause, and of course, it shows the result or the effect of something. You can also start a sentence with the result clause, like this one. We forget a lot if we do not sleep enough. When you put F here in the middle of the two clauses or in between two clauses, there is no need to put a comma. Zero conditional sentences. First of all, I would like to read these two sentences and then try to explain their grammatical structure. If you heat ice, it melts. If you look at the first one, this is in present simple, as well as the other one is also in present simple. If you freeze water, it gets solid. Once again, this is present simple, and the second clause, that is the result clause, is also in present simple. It means that in zero conditional sentences, we have both the clauses in present simple form. If the weather is nice, go to the park. It means if the weather is nice, you can go to the park. This is an imperative sentence actually, and an imperative sentence shows either this is a suggestion, an advice, or a command. Zero conditional sentences are used to talk about something that is true, especially rules and laws, etc. Zero conditional sentences also talk about habits or something that happens frequently. For example, if I eat in a restaurant, I drink mineral water. It means that this is the habit of the person. Whenever he goes to the restaurant, he drinks mineral water. If I go to the park, I take a bottle of water with me. Once again, it shows the habit of a person. I wear my boots when I go for hiking. Once again, it is something that is happening frequently. I mean, whenever the person goes for hiking, he wears his boots. So, I mean, it is something that is talking about the habit, something that happens frequently, or something that is always true. You can also use when or whenever instead of if in these sentences. For example, the babies cry when they are hungry. So you can put here if or when or whenever. Whenever is used in sentences which are true all the time. Plants die if they don't get enough water. You can also use the imperative verbs in the result clause to give a suggestion, a command, or an advice. And I have already explained this sentence that what is an imperative sentence or imperative verb. Type 1 conditional. I would like to explain first the sentence here to read it. If you study hard, you will pass the test. From here, you understand that we have F plus present simple here, and here we have future tense. It means we have F, present, and future combination in this type of conditional sentences. If it rains, we'll have a picnic. You can also start a sentence with the result clause and you can put it here in the beginning. You will pass the test if you study hard. So if can be placed once again in the middle without having a comma here. There may be some variations where we use modal verbs in this conditional form. For example, if you are late, we may miss the flight. May and can, they are modal verbs which are showing different meanings. For example, if you are late, we may miss the flight. It shows the possibility of missing the flight. But in the other sentence, it says if the weather is nice, you can go shopping. It means it is a permission granted to someone by somebody. So, what I mean to say, may and can take the place of the verb, form here is a modal verb instead of the future tense here. You can also use must or should to express a command or to give an advice or suggestion. For example, if you want to lose weight, you must eat less carbs. It means that this must is a strong modal verb which shows the command of a person. He is ordered to eat less carbs. Whereas the word should, it is, of course, not a stronger verb. So that's why we can say that either this is an advice or a suggestion. If you want to lose weight, you should eat less carbs. Type 2 conditional sentences are also called imaginary conditional. Why we call it imaginary? Because it is something that the person suppose, but that is not real. For example, if I were you, I would study it thoroughly. It means I am not you. That's why we just say that he imagines that if he were you. If I dropped it, it would explode. But I didn't drop it actually. He just, put a supposition here. If I had a degree, I could get a job. Once again, he doesn't have a degree. That's why he couldn't get a job. In type 2 conditional sentences, we use if I were, if he were, if she were, instead of if I was, he was, she was. Though even this combination is correct, but grammarian prefer the first one because it shows the sentences in subjunctive mood. Type 3 conditional. The structure of type 3 conditional is that in the beginning, F plus past perfect, and then the result clause we have would have, could have, should have, might have, and then past participle form of the verb. Look at this sentence. If you had studied, you would have passed the test. So we are using you would have here in this sentence and the third form, and that is the past participle form of the verb here. But the first part, the if clause, is in past perfect tense. You can also write could have or might have, which shows two different meanings. For example, if you had studied, you could have passed the test. It shows the ability of a person. On the other hand, if you put might have here, that is a possibility. For example, if you had studied, you might have passed the test. So it shows the possibility, not the ability. If I had tried again, I should have succeeded. So you can also write here should have here in this result clause. If we had found him earlier, we could have saved him. And this is once again also showing the ability of a person. It means they couldn't find him earlier, that's why they couldn't save him. Other possible variations are also there, and I would like to explain one of them. If I had not been wearing the seat belt, I would have received many injuries. If you look at here, after if we have past perfect continuous tense here in the if clause, whereas in the result clause it goes like the one that we had already explained. I would have, so would have, and then the third form of the verb, that is the past participle in the result clause. This is what we had today in this video. I hope you have enjoyed it and learned something from it. Thanks for watching. Good luck.